Welcome to Culture News. We're going to talk about property thieves in New York City, the police raid, massive WhatsApp scam factory. Oh, that was news on Instagram and WhatsApp. We're going to cover that social media debacle. And of course, in these YouTube streets, we have the beef sector, VS, Icon, and the black sector, not really, Nature Boy, wherever he's from, ZX Drama. It's Monday, April 6th, 2026 at 8:30 p.m. EST. And we're live with Culture News. Come inside the chat. Please like, share, and subscribe. Smash it, and let's go. Hush. Smash it. Please like, share, and subscribe, people. We're getting ready to start the show. It's now 8:33 p.m. EST. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel Culture Media. Let's get into it. So, homes have been legally stolen, and I know that's an oxymoron. Legally stolen or scammed from many black families in New York City boroughs for years, years. For as long as I can remember, since I was a little girl, the politicians first obtained properties through paying tax properties uh, because there were tax liens on these properties, residential, commercial. It's a way to um, legally take over possession with a few other factors, of course, through adverse possession. So there has always been the Israelites who come into black neighborhoods, whether they're middle class or low income, and they search for who hasn't paid their taxes. Some of these properties were really beautiful, luxurious brownstones, large homes that raise generations and generations. So I want to play a video of something that recently happened, but now that we live in the era of technology, the interaction between the tax lien purchasers, which are the Israelites, aka Jewish community, that are into real estate, um, you know, and the homeowner who's filming it, showing the world how easily it is for someone to show up with legal documents stating they paid for overdue taxes, property taxes, and try to evict the homeowners. So, you know, this is something that has been going over all over the US for years because of adverse possession, a law, a provision in every state in the United States that if you pay property taxes, you are almost the homeowner. It varies state to state on how adverse possession actually works. But here is an example of it. But now that we live in an era of social media, we get to see it firsthand. So shout out to these homeowners. I hope everything works out for them. But just remember, homes have been legally stolen or scammed from many Black families in New York City boroughs. Okay? We exercise Fair Use Act. I am going to drop the link from the Jimmy Dore Show. Very interesting topic. Please come inside and smash that like button. I'm glad that you guys are here. Hey, Tehran Boo, how are you? Let's go. Angela Voggs, how are you? This is the video. We're not going to play it in its entirety, but we just want to show you what legal adverse possession looks like and how families have been tormented, removed from generations after generations of farmland, because it's not just properties, it goes with land too, you know. So we exercise the Fair Use Act, we see it. And let's really get into what's going on when these people come to the door with legal documents telling families they got to go because they paid their property taxes. Let's go. Smash it.
Came to do inspection of the house.
Ain't no inspection. You don't own the house. Get out of here. You don't own
Daniel,
nothing.
You know, there's a court order.
Like get court order.
Must vacate.
No, get out of here. Fake ass court order. Look at this nigga sound scam. This guy been here for years. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Forehead. Get out of here. When they call the cops, you came, the cops came, they did nothing. Get out of here. Yo, oh yeah. I don't know if you know this guy trying to scam. We're not playing over here. We not playing. We don't give a fuck about that little fake ass hat. We'll knock his fucking hat off. We not.
I don't know if you guys remember, this was
This is insane. Okay. So in New York City, and that's the Jimmy Dore Show. Please subscribe. I dropped this link. So they're doing that in Detroit, Michigan. They're doing it nationwide, and they've been doing it since I've been a little girl in New York City. So I can only imagine in the smaller towns, cities, bigger cities, equally as large cities, they've been doing it too. It's a legal provision that allows a person to go to the court or county or city to pay the tax liens on the property. So it's all public and they can look it up, given a list for free. Sometimes they charge them for it. It's a huge part of the real estate market, and it's been happening all over the United States. Adverse possession is the name of the legal provision. Adverse possession. And the process begins with paying the tax liens on the property. So that's the first step. Okay, so let's fast forward this portion so you could see another situation. Here we go.
So what's the problem? Why are you yelling at me? I didn't do this. I didn't do this.
But
It's easy to yell at me, but I didn't do this.
you are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is gonna steal it.
No one is allowed to steal it, يا عمي.
זה לא שלי להחזיר.
So he's like, hey, if I don't steal it, somebody else is going to steal it.
You called him by name. They're neighbors.
Yeah.
They know each other.
What a piece of garbage.
This is really insane that her neighbor looked up her property and found out that she owed taxes on it, and he paid the property taxes, and he's a next door neighbor. Very clever, very shrewd. But do you know these examples that I'm showing from the Jimmy Dore show is few and far between. There are hundreds of thousands of cases of homes that have been legally stolen or scammed from many Black families, I'm sure minority families overall, in just New York City alone. So this is not new. You may have seen many low-income neighborhoods converted to gentrified neighborhoods. And the process started with those gentrified neighborhoods by moving out some of the existing Black families, Black people that owned their property and hit challenges in their homes with being late or delayed or delinquent in property taxes. Adverse possession begins with paying tax liens. So it doesn't surprise me that Angela says, they're doing that in Detroit too. They're doing that in California. They're doing that in South Carolina. They're doing that in NOLA. I know they're doing it all over the US of A because of this law. And it varies from state to state on what the criteria is to meet adverse possession, meaning collecting the actual collection of the deed of a property. After you pay the property taxes here in New York, you obtain possession for 10 years. You've paid other bills, utilities, and things like that. You fix up the property, you change, make it better, more income flowing, and that's how you get the property. So a lot of real estate companies, real estate, not brokerage, but real estate acquisition firms, lenders, small banks, private banks, they do this. So how many do you think it is? Let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? Smash that like button, share this live stream. Thank you guys for being here. First, we're going to look at the definition property tax, because a lot of people don't own property yet. And some still don't understand the importance of paying property taxes legally. If you're a 501c3 or a church based organization, you may be exempt from paying property taxes, but for the most part, everyone pays them. Let's look what property tax is. This is pretty small. Let me blow this up for you guys because it's small for me. There we go. A property tax is an ad valorem value-based tax levied by local governments, such as counties, cities, or school districts, on real estate, including land and structures. These funds typically finance public services like schools, roads, and police protection. The amount is calculated by multiplying the property's assessed value by local tax rate, often called a millage rate. Key details about property taxes. Local assessors estimate the fair market value of the property, often reassessing it periodically. This is all important that you know, even if you don't own the property. If you ever look at a gentrified neighborhood, you would absolutely understand what's going on when they change the face of a neighborhood without having to do much but pay property taxes and reconstruct the property usually, so it's more inviting to that market. Smash that like button. Hey, Happy, how are you? Smash it. Smash it. Okay. So now, have you guys heard of the WhatsApp scam factory rate? Oh my God. So I want to give a shout out to Hassan Tahir. He has been sending me a lot of different clips of things that happens around the world to keep me abreast on what's going on YouTube and social media overall. This is culture media, guys, culture news. So we're covering everything that deals with real life, YouTube, pop culture. You got it. Life. All right. So please like the video. The WhatsApp scam factory raid was crazy work. And I really want you guys to take a look at what I'm talking about, because you can't make this up. You really can't. Okay? You cannot make this up. We exercise the fair use act. Let's go. Smash it. I guess you guys can't see that money. You can't see the money really, right? So let's blow this up. See all that cash they got? Wow. They've been scamming people on WhatsApp for as long as I know. Okay? Be careful. Be very careful with your devices on social media apps, guys, especially WhatsApp. Do y'all see the scam factory home? It looks like a troll house. And look at all the money, the cash. Wow, let's continue. That's sick. That is sick. Okay. That What's Up scam raid is something else. Did you guys look at how high the stacks of cash was? Wow, they have been getting over. But the raid was successful and they obtained a lot of data, a lot of technology, a lot of devices. And hopefully the people that they scam get some form of justice. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something crazy. Remember to be careful with your devices, ladies and gentlemen, on all social media apps, especially WhatsApp. That concludes the first two segments of this live. Now let's get into culture news for the beef sector and the black sector. VS and ZX drama. There's a lot of crabs in a barrel mentality that I see in both spaces. I see a lot of black sector people. ZX isn't really black sector, but he claims it and he thinks he has power in the black sector to get people to come through. He has ZX riders. That's what he has. But VS doesn't have TSCC anymore either. But she's very powerful being in the beef sector and on YouTube, to be quite frank. She networks a lot through and through on many social media platforms, and she gains some camaraderie that will, you know, go it down for her. But I see between all of that Fugazi stuff, what's going on with VS and ZX. Let's put that aside for right now. I see people on both sides that are ignorant to the game. There is no beef and black sector war. That's dumb. And those that actually think it is, they're even more dumb. Yes, it's impossible. The black sector has been here from the beginning of YouTube. And the beef sector has been making waves on YouTube. And it caught fire where CJ So Cool, Tasha K, Michelle A.T. Alien, all of these people who've moved on and out of these spaces from frolicking with the beef and drama, they're doing their own things. They got their own problems. Look at what Tasha K is going through right now, okay? But everyone back in the day thought it was cool to beef for dollars and ride the waves of beefing for dollars. And for some, when it was time to do that, like Tasha K, Lovely T, they beef for years and they both are past 1 million subscribers today. Within 7 years, they rose to the top and switched it up along the way. They left a blueprint of how you do it so you don't be stuck. But those that still haven't caught on that networking is power, and there's new YouTube guidelines where you can't do a lot of the things that you've done before today. I'm very appreciative of the YouTube guidelines. Culture Media definitely follows every YouTube guideline plus our own special guidelines, like no dragging kids. You know what I mean? We're stuck on that. That's not in the YouTube guidelines specifically. We want to be specific in culture media so we can have positive culture development amongst us as we grow. Because it is a movement. Culture drives economy. And there's nothing that we can all agree on as YouTubers, content creators, and influencers. We want to make money, more money. So we got to follow the rules, of course, and then some, because this channel definitely follows all YouTube guidelines plus our own in-house guidelines of no dragging kids, and we show each other respect, and we respect each other's opinions even if we disagree. We are grown and sexy, or no? Of course we are. That's why we are the culture. Okay? So VS and ZX, VS versus ZX, what's next? I see that I knew it was real and it wasn't nearly a play when I saw ZX physically strike VS, and her channel video was removed for harassment and bullying temporarily. She appealed it and got it back. Although he did like 100 videos, let me be fair, 2 or 3 videos since that strike, gloating and thinking he was successful with taking her video down because of harassment and bullying when she was just showing her legal documentation against him for whatever. I didn't even know any of that was going on. It's none of my business, but culturally, we're going to see where this goes. What's next between them? What more can ZX do besides try to strike a video when she shows her legal documents? I know Clyde Diva and I spoke yesterday about all of ZX habits and characteristics and traits of having all these riders all over the country and the nation. And he can pull up and he can follow you. And the black sector is this and the black sector is that. And we did this and we get down like that. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Woohoo. So what's next though? Like, this is YouTube. No one should be pulling up to ZX mom's house. No one should be pulling up to VS's house or assaulting or harassing her family. I don't believe in any of that. And this is where it becomes a slippery slope when you start threatening those things online, the pull-ups. Now, ZX stated that he is going to pull up to DC, and I got on Clyde Diva platform to let her know, what? That's like the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. I live in the tri-state area, okay? But if you go to Jersey looking for me, you won't find me. Not a trace. So he's saying he's going to DC, Washington, DC, with his daughter to pull up on VS. Now, unless you actually dox her residence, because she moved, I don't know, VS has moved a billion times. I can't even keep up, but I do. She's moved several times. I don't want to give off any information about her or dox her or anything. My point simply was to say on Clyde Divas, why would he pull up on VS with his daughter when both ZX and VS equally played footsies behind the scenes, did a lot of dirt together, fell out twice before, And the last time it became legal. The fact that they tried to reunite and do this all over again after all they've been through silently, it's crazy work. And I'm wondering, what did either one of them have to gain or lose by coming together in the first place? Well, I believe that they genuinely liked each other at first because they both have strong personalities, and they both have personalities where they both love to dominate people on panels, behind the scenes. Of course, it wouldn't work. VS made a statement on her live 2 days ago about the strong women in the beef sector appearing to be lesbians. And she threw me up in there because I was in the chat, showing support. And she's always said that about me, and even her old TSCC heads, which confused me. I've never ever flirted or given off that energy. Being a strong Black woman, living in the culture, doing it for the culture is one thing. How do you get lesbian out of it? Is projection. All of these self-proclaimed lesbians always want you to be a lesbian with them. Now she's not a lesbian. Okay. But I was never. So what are we doing? Those that VS finds really, really strong from the very beginning, since the beef sector has or was created, she played her distance with throwing shade. She never played close. I'm one of those people. Definitely. Definitely. So we see each other, and she tries. She did something that I had to put aside because this VS and CX thing and Lemon thing took off. But VS knows what it is, and that's why when I hit a link, I told her, don't think you're free. Got a lot going on. And, when we bump heads, it doesn't have to be reactionary. It never is. Not from my standpoint. I've seen her react many, many times. She's very reactionary. Very. She'll click a live. I'm like, girl, you're a veteran? Shut up. So my point is, she doesn't really like to engage strong people, especially women, at all, because she knows that it's bound to be a collision. So it brings me to pause, not once, not twice. Why would she engage ZX when she knows his personality and characteristics? Maybe she thought she had him by the balls because she knew something no one else knew. Come to find out, according to ZX, everyone knew his company's name. Everyone knew it was in a fraudulent name. And it was allegedly at his mom, registered at his mom's address. According to him, in his last video he took out before his teeth fell out, he says that everyone in the Black sector knew. They've doxed him. Well, thank God that there is some type of camaraderie with the Black sector, because no one has called or harassed or invaded ZX's family space at all. And he has a lot of enemies. And they all knew, according to him, the address that was registered to his, LLC. He's the president and CEO. Okay. I mean, people get on YouTube and just blah, 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 blah. And for the life of me, I just don't get it. I don't. I just don't condone, promote, or want to be involved with anybody pulling up to someone's home or someone's family's home or invading their business. I'm just tired of the crabs in a barrel mentality that comes through a lot of these spaces. The B sector, the black sector, the Mo3 sector, the manosphere sector, every sector on YouTube has crabs in a barrel. So you're never ever going to be able to escape it at all. It's how you handle it, how you deal with these personalities that feel because they failed in life. They want you to fail in life, even if it's on YouTube, even if it's in the Matrix. They want to see you fail because misery loves company. My question is, it always comes down to mental health and behavioral health. Mental health is so important, people, and I feel that there's a reason why grown adults, grown adults, late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, early 50s, late 50s, early 60s, late 60s, early 70s, late 70s, early 80s. I haven't seen anyone over the age of 85 on YouTube, so we're going to stop right there, right there. Until I find a content creator or an influencer over the age of 85, we're going to cap it at 85. That's the oldest age I've seen an influencer, 85. And that's fine. Great content. YouTube is designed for legacy, innovation, information, entertainment, all of those things that we come and click on this new app for that's taking waves over all over social media. YouTube is really, really growing massive. And it's an opportunity for each of us to contribute to the culture in a positive way and without hurting another person. The question is, why do people go above and beyond to hurt someone over shenanigans on social media? Why does that occur? I think mental health and mental illness sometimes, not always, plays a part in the way people behave. Because, sometimes it is performative. I've seen it, I'm guilty of it. But some of these people are not performing, it's who they are to the core. And why make these videos and do commentary on behavioral health and mental health? Because it does shape the culture individually and overall. So mental health is a big part of the culture, just as much as social economics and real estate and fashion and music and arts. It's all relative. But if you don't have good health, mind, body, and spirit, it's going to be not only difficult for you and challenging for you, it's going to be challenging for you to connect and develop long lasting relationships, whether business or friendships. But business are relationships. So if you don't have mental health, how are you going to even do business? It's all relative. You know what I'm saying? It's all relative. The first step is healthy communication. This channel promotes healthy communication and understanding so it can bring resolve. Even if people still disagree, at least they're able to talk it out, self reflect, and assess their behaviors and come to a conclusion whether to agree or disagree. For instance, I had Brianna Simone in this heat start off battling it out. And then what I thought was a healthy communication, which it was on the surface, and ended up with apologies, I thought we were getting somewhere. But I'm no magician. This is culture media. Culture media, guys. And all of these conversations, individually in groups on panels, are a part of the culture because society speaks and we must listen. After the apologies of Brianna and this heat returns to my platform 3 days, 4 days after the happy ending and discloses she really was out of her mind and body, and she was disgusted with herself, not because of her behaviors before speaking with Brianna, cussing her out, dragging her for her life. It was brutal. But she was disgusted and disappointed in herself for apologizing for it. Can you believe that? She came back to double down and says, I really didn't mean that apology. I was gagged. Gagged. But you know what? It bees like that sometimes. And she had time to assess it. If she's still angry and it still wasn't enough, fine. But Jordan Dash set the tone for forgiveness. He's promoting forgiveness all through his channel. People wondering why Jordan Dash forgives all of these people who did him so dirty, not on YouTube only, but in his real life, caused his world to be just messy, messy, messy. And he forgave. He's able to forgive and move on. However, he states that he's very aware and he never forgets. Forgiveness is for the person so they don't have to hold on to bitterness. And I get that. Forgiveness isn't for the person you're forgiving, it's for self. So I respect that. However, the fact that he says that he's very aware and that he doesn't forget tells me what I've known about Jordan Dash, aka Lemon. He's very patient and calculated. When you think he's not watching, he's watching. And he's shelving a lot of information from what I know of him today for Mad Day. That's why he likes to take a step back out of the mess sometimes. Who wants to be involved with everything? You can't be involved with everything and then get ammo on someone else. So I see him, and he is a big part of the culture. Big part. Smash that like button. Happy life. Honey chocolate. Ronnie Howard, how are you? What's up? Miss Darling's girl. He forgives only to drag them later. Well, that may be the case, Miss Darlings, but there's a method to Lemon's, aka Jordan Dash madness. And again, forgiveness is truly a part of self-reflection and self-freeing. Free your mind, the rest will follow. Smash it. So holding on to that resentment instead of forgiving, it sullies your heart, sullies your spirit, sullies your soul. So why don't you free yourself and not let someone else live rent free in your head? You know what I mean? Smash that like button, smash it. And mental health is so important, and some people recognizes it. So it's best just to forgive and move on. I can understand that. Please like the video, share this live stream, subscribe today. I don't think uh, this is something that could be talked about in one live stream, even if you had a marathon live for 3 days. Layers have to be peeled, layers on top of layers, and then action. True action has to follow that conversation for change to come about. I don't think the online community overall from these social media apps are ready for that because there's some type of adrenaline that subscribers and sometimes content creators get from drama, beef, scandal. But is that really a part of our culture? I don't think so. I don't think that should only be a part of our culture because when mass media, mainstream media, the news, portrayed the black community mainly in handcuffs as criminals in this bad light, the stereotype, we were appalled. But now that we have YouTube technology and we're able to go live and vlog and broadcast anything we want, anything that's in our minds for creativity purposes, delivering content to the world. And for the life of me, no matter what space you go to in these black marginalized spaces, you will find ratchetness that kind of confirms what the mainstream media, Associated Press, news was trying to portray since the 60s and 50s about the black community and black people. They fight, they pull up with pow pows, they show just no discipline, no refinement at all. And they publish these videos. They publish them as if it was entertainment. And then people, as ignorant as they are, they take these videos, compress, and make them go viral. And they only go viral mainly because of the shock value. But because it goes viral, it's seen by the world and it's a depiction of how we behave overall. It confirms what the stereotypes were about black people. Look at this. This video went viral. This is what they're about. This is what they do. You never see the positive videos go viral. You have to do massive work to market and put positive works and creations out here. But if you act like a Sambo, a coon, a ratchet gutter snipe, oh, you're going to be lit. These videos is a smidget of the culture because mental health and behavioral health is a big problem in our communities. And that's what is depicted in all of these videos. Something is wrong with these people. It's not performative, it's real life. How do you monetize ignorance and call it culture? That's not culture. That's a lie. But who am I to try to debunk that when these videos being published every day at 3 seconds at a time, 24 hours a day? Every 3 seconds of ratchet ass video goes up on YouTube, IG, TikTok, Twitch, Bigo, you name it, all social media platforms. And depending on what platform it is, it gets traction amongst that app. And if it's really ratchet, it's going to cross over into the other apps. We're going to report on it, of course. And so are a lot of other people if it's really outlandish. Just to give you a peek in about these systems that we're in. Why is it that we can have videos that aren't as positive at the forefront of society, showing God knows what, and then the most positive, informative videos? You have to be of another hue to make it popping. I don't know who this is called Humble, but please like the video. Who are you? Type it in the back before I let you up. Let me try to authenticate this. Wow! Get out! Shut up!
Smash it,
That is,
motherfucker.
it's you.
She bang. She bang. Oh.
How are you?
Trish, you always show me love, so I had to come through. I saw you was live.
Thank you so much.
You already
And
know you're more than deserving. Please.
well, thank you. Welcome to Culture Media.
Shout out to the culture. Let's go.
Let's go. We're doing it for the culture. All right.
Period.
So everyone knows who I am. Now it's time to do business. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Let's
So,
go.
Houston Bread,
What's good?
what have you been seeing on these streets? Because I've been seeing you pop up in YouTube cameras, ODS, I think. Sure. But you've been
Those are my
floating around.
those are my niggas. I like them. They're chill.
Okay, so what have you got going on? Because you're not in spaces just wasting your time for nothing. What
No.
you doing?
Well, thank you for the spotlight. I'm really just gallivanting around, seeing what's up. Just stomping my own grounds. I saw that you were live, decided to come through. Trish, one subject I would love for you to touch upon when you get a chance to do so is really looking at authenticity. That's something I've been exploring as the influencer world is really crumbling. I feel like people are returning back to a desire for authenticity. So I'm just curious about your analysis of that.
In terms of what? Like,
In terms of content creation.
content creation, authenticity.
Yeah.
So are you saying that you disagree with the AI movement?
I mean, environmentally, yes, but not necessarily. People have always clung to new mechanisms to produce their stuff. I'm more so mean like people's personality, It feels like people are trying to emulate something as opposed to just being themselves.
Okay, so you're speaking on a behavioral health standpoint. Got it.
Always, I'm never, come on, I don't know the ins and outs of the drama and all that shit. No.
Okay, so what do you see that's on?
I'm sorry, Trish, were you talking about something? Like, were you on a topic?
No, I was actually closing out, but I'm glad you popped up because
Oh,
I covered all of my topics, very structured. It's an
okay.
open panel after I do that. And I do, depending on if you're not all over the place, I can easily structure this conversation as the open panel, but I need to know where you're going with behavioral health. That's all.
Okay. Well, respectfully, I didn't mean to stay long, try not to stay long, but I was genuinely curious about your thoughts. So yeah, behavioral health. I just feel like, when they ask kids what they want to be, the percentage of kids saying they want to be influencers is like rising, right? And so I feel like, how they say art imitates life, life imitates art, right?
I say that all the time, yes.
Well, yeah, because you're a genius. So essentially it's like if influencers are putting on and they're trying to act like they're maintaining a certain kind of lifestyle, and the only way they're able to do that is with free trips and free all this stuff, right? And regular people are at home coveting that and desiring for that to be their reality, but it's nowhere near reality. And we're being sold these lifestyles as reality. Trish, what is reality? And pause. I know you talk about the Matrix all the time, all the time. And so it's kind of like a very meta mind bleep because it's like, who are we? Who do people want to be? Who do we aspire to be? Look at politics. Look at celebrities. It's all over the place. So that's it. I was genuinely curious about your thoughts.
Celebrities and politics are not real either. So you threw me off with that one.
That's what I'm saying. It's like everything is eroding.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
well, the first thing I would say is, especially dealing with on an individual basis, you should know thyself. You should learn thyself. And when you do that, then you choose, especially if you're trying to be an influencer, what you want to display, because it's not written that you have to display everything. You have to show everything and talk about everything. Find your niche and put your personality into your creation, your content creation, where people like Houston Bread will be able to see the authenticity of it and not shun you. But if you're a fake person, man or woman, and she comes through, she will probably think that you're not being authentic.
Trisha, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. It's just that when people say, "Can I ask you a question?" opposed to just asking it.
I know, because it might seem like a switch. So I asked that as like the same.
It's okay. It's totally okay. Just flow.
You make me
seem so
nervous. I'm
rigid with it.
sorry.
You
Yeah, you
seem
make
so
me
rigid.
nervous.
It seems
I'm
so
doing the best I can. It's hard.
unauthentic.
It's so hard. How do you is there an echo?
Let me go on mute.
Hootie hoo. Oh, okay. How do you respond when, because of the standards that you have set for yourself and other people that you interact with, how do you respond when people receive that as stuck up or sedity? Or is that even something that happens to you? Let me go on mute.
So, say what? Is it who would think that I'm stuck up with sedity?
So what I'm asking is, have you ever had a situation in which, because of the standards that you hold for yourself or for other people, that people receive that as stuck up or sedity?
Uh, it depends on the mindset they're in currently, right? And where they are in life. A lot of people
Mm.
get me and they find it empowering, but we don't see that because they're flying. The ones that have the problem with receiving not only positive energy uh, and with no blockage,
Mm.
it's usually someone who's going through something, and that's where mental health plays a huge part. And it's not my job to make them understand it. It's just only my purpose to provide the message.
Mm. Trish, you be having gems. It's crazy. You be having gems. You do.
Well,
I'm about to go though. I'm getting shy. I'm about to go.
yeah, well, put it this way. When you
Yeah.
live your life like that, your true life like that, you really obtain peace and you
Mm.
can keep going. If you do anything else, you're gonna find mind chaos, spirit
Mm.
chaos, and it will make you physically sick. So who wants that? Girl.
Yeah, as I enter the early stages of elderhood, I'm receiving that.
Yeah.
You can't make everybody. Uh-huh.
No, I'm just saying that's not good. Life is too short for that.
Right. You can't make everybody happy. A lot of people project. A lot of people have stuff. So I'm really I'm realizing I don't need to focus on others. I just
Oh,
need
good idea.
to. Everyone is not born wise, like a
Well,
sage.
I wasn't born wise, but
Okay.
one thing's for sure. Um, I don't waste life. I pay attention to moments and people, and every moment you live your life could be a sign, a symbol, or a lesson. So pay attention to it. Don't be a zombie and a sleepwalker. Smash it.
Never that. Hush. Well, Trish, I'm about to go. It's always
Thank
good
you.
talking to you. Thank you for
You're,
having me. I
you're
appreciate you.
very welcome.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
was Houston Bread, guys. Thank you so much for coming up, Boo, on Authenticity on YouTube. I hope that you know she heeds to that word because it's really something that I live by on and off YouTube, which keeps me sane as I possibly could be with being diagnosed with two uh, diagnoses: MDD, which is major depressive disorder, and that's major, right? And then there's PTSD, which is also major. So for someone who's wired like me, who has a spirit like mine, and who absolutely has a heart like mine that needs to be protected, no one is going to protect those things but me. And knowing thyself, this is what I told her first. If you know thyself, you know what those thresholds are. Everyone loves mess. Everyone likes a little drama. Everyone likes a little spice. But you got to know when to pull that shit back and take it down. And even in those moments of chaos, never lose yourself. Know who you are. Never go across the lines of no return, like dragging kids or pulling up and harming someone or doing things nefarious. No, none of those people who contribute to society that way really, really uh, deposits culture. I don't look at that as culture. I look at it that as an issue that all genres and age group face. You listen to the elders, they talk about the young people. You listen to the young people, they talk about the elders and everybody in between. Healthy communication. That's where we must start, whether you're young, you're old, you're black, you're white, you're green. Healthy communication. And that's going to start the movement. I hope uh, this conversation was healthy for you. I hope this live stream was a gem for you. We talked about real estate, homes that have been legally stolen or scammed from many black families in New York City and boroughs. We played a short clip of that from Jimmy Dore show. And the second topic was WhatsApp scam factory raid. That was crazy. All of that money, all of those devices. It was like a troll farm. So be careful with your devices on all social media apps. Try to put a firewall. And although WhatsApp isn't really regulated, do what you can to protect your personal information from scammers on these apps. Thank you, Houston Bread, for coming up. And thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. Make sure to like this video, subscribe today, share this live stream. We'll be back on Wednesday, the 8th, April 8th, for another show. So share this live stream, subscribe today, smash it, smash it. If you wish to support this channel via Cash App, it's $ hush and move, $hush and move. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys for coming through, and see you next time. hush. Bye now.